It was a crisp fall night in the quiet college town of Moscow, Idaho. The University of Idaho campus had settled into its usual weekend rhythm. House parties, late-night snacks, students laughing and scrolling through TikTok. But by morning, everything would change. Four students young, bright, full of life were found brutally stabbed to death in their own off-campus home. No signs of forced entry, no screaming heard, and for days, no suspects. This wasn't just a murder. This was a real-life horror story that would send shockwaves far beyond Idaho's borders and become one of the most chilling college crime cases in recent American history. Full story: Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. Four best friends, all under 22, all living what should have been the best years of their lives. Kaylee and Madison were lifelong friends. Xana and Ethan were a couple. On the night of the murders, the group had been out celebrating, laughing, posting on social media. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but sometime between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., a killer entered their home and executed a horrifying plan. The next morning, two surviving roommates awoke to a quiet house. They thought their friends were sleeping, but as the hours passed and no one stirred, something felt wrong. At 11:58 a.m., a 911 call was made. When police arrived at 1122 King Road, what they found was beyond comprehension. All four victims had been stabbed multiple times. Some were believed to be asleep when attacked. There were no defensive wounds on some, suggesting they never saw it coming. There was no sign of forced entry, no murder weapon, and no suspect. Fear gripped the town. Was a serial killer on the loose? For over 6 weeks, law enforcement stayed tight-lipped. Public pressure mounted. Internet sleuths flooded TikTok and Reddit with theories, some helpful, many harmful. Then, on December 30th, 2022, a stunning announcement. Bryan Kohberger, a 28-year-old criminology PhD student from nearby Washington State University, was arrested and charged with the murders. Investigators linked him to the scene through cell tower data, surveillance footage, and most critically DNA on a knife sheath left at the crime scene. Even more chilling, he had reportedly studied serial killers and once posted a survey online asking criminals how they chose their victims. Bryan Kohberger is currently awaiting trial, set for early 2025. He maintains his innocence. The case has ignited national debates about criminal psychology, forensic technology, and how college campuses can remain safe. But most importantly, it has left families shattered and a town forever changed. Kaylee, Madison, Xana, Ethan, four promising lives, gone in a single night. The Idaho College murders weren't just a headline. They were a terrifying reminder that evil doesn't always knock. Sometimes, it walks right through the front door. If you want more in-depth crime stories like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Justice is still unfolding. Stay with us.